There are very few women today that are actually single. Let's be honest with ourselves, fellas. Very few of them are. They've got guys in their friend zones. They've got simps. They got panda bears surrounding them. They got the guy that's the insurance policy. She keeps him on the hook, uses him as an emotional tampon. They've got all kinds of men around them. They've got that ex lingering, calls him every once in a while. He may come over and pound her out viciously and vigorously. That's the truth and the reality of the modern world. So any of these guys out here that think that they got some type of superhero game or whatever else, you're living in the damn 70s and 80s. Social media is what's up. The world has changed. Women have global reach. They have a ton of options. Most of it is options for sausage and not any real options in life, but they're still options. So they have this mindset, this mentality. Again, they're fueled on delusion. Social media delusion that comes from everybody in this gynocracy telling them how wonderful and how special they are. So why do you believe that you are going to tell them something that goes against what the culture is telling them, what society is telling them? We got simps, panda bears, we got with channels with hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers validating their delusion every day. And somehow you got the special game. You got this special voice. You got this special skill set. I would admit that indifference does work. Indifference does work. When you don't really give a rat's ass about, and masculinity does work. When you don't tolerate that nonsense that women bring to the table, you actually can be very successful in this environment that's infested with simps and panda bears. Because women have a thirst now for masculinity. I mean, some of these guys are so pathetic now. Just by you being a masculine man, you can just get boxed out. Just being squared away and being masculine. You can actually, because they need it, they want it. They're tired of simps, some of them. But the truth of the matter is, you can't fix or correct anything with these women. And if a lot of guys have these conversations, when they think about what women today bring to the table, not all women, there are good women out there. You know what the women bring to the table. Most modern women bring to the table, they bring to the table irritation. They bring to the table heavily used box. And a lot of them financially bring to the table debt. And they're out here looking for somebody to pander them, to serve them, to make them feel special. And many of them are single, most of them. Because remember, men have like 17 times more testosterone level than women have. So if a woman looks good, she's squared away in terms of her physical appearance, and she's out here single, either she's delusional, is expecting some rich white knight in shining armor to come and save her, or she's crazy, or she's one of these ball-busting, torturing feminists that no man with any self-esteem will deal with because she's just painful. She's single because she's painful. Like, she has literally destroyed men, snatched their souls. Like the dude, her ex, he's looking at you from the corner, and he's like, that dude don't know what he's going to get. He's going to have some serious post-nut clarity depression when he discovers what he's got. That woman has tortured some man. She is insufferable. You think a woman that looks good, got herself together, and is squared away, especially if she has a little bit of conservative values, you think men are not going to be jumping over mountains to grab a hold of her and marry her and wife her and hold her down? Shoot, you're crazy. If she was that much of a good quality woman, a valuable woman, a woman with virtues, a woman with real skill sets, a woman that is like a helpmate or adds substantial value to a man's life, you don't think that them dudes would have locked that down? No. She's single because she's painful. She's like a hemorrhoid. She's been a hemorrhoid up somebody's ass. And that's why the dude, she's probably tortured some dude to the point he just can't take her anymore. And he's ran. And my philosophy in life is join the run. When you see dudes running, join the run. You want to go think you got some Mac game and you're going to go and change anything with these women? You're crazy. Let these wild horses run free. Let these wild horses run free. You ain't discovering anything new. And again, we can make the argument that some women are different with certain men. Yeah, but to a point, you have to ask yourself a question. See, relationships themselves is about the distance, not the sprint. You see? Anybody can act a certain way in a 100-meter dash. You add 1,500 on there, meters on there, and you put the distance on them. And that's even when you know, guys who are military or guys have been, on these long ass run, or police or whatever else, or have been in track and field or whatever else. It's a distance that breaks your ass. That's where they test you. That's where they test your strength and your character. The motorbike is passing. They test your strength and character in the distance. So you might be coming all swole and whatever else. You do pull-up. You can do 20 pull-ups. But can you do 20 pull-ups after being worked all day long and pushed and put on that 10-mile run? And then stressed and whatever else? Then you see what the strength is really. Mental strength. Not just physical, it's mental strength. So the reality is that you're not discovering anything new. Because if it was something new, somebody would have done snatched it up already. And that's the delusion that men have. See, men are locked into this old tradition. See, actually society programs men to be sacrificial animals. See, we have men with traditional values. That's why I say adaptation is very important. Because you're hooked on the old ways of what you expect women to be. But reality doesn't care about your expectations and your feelings. I am, on the other hand, accept women. That's why I enjoy my life so much. I'm always in a good mood. I love the ladies. Don't think by why I talk that I just understand and accept female nature. I have an objectivist mindset. And I have a let these wild horses run free. I don't correct. I don't go up against the current. I don't ride against the river. I flow with the river on my surfboard. There's no point in going against the machine. For what? Let these wild horses run free. Get on your surfboard and ride the wave to a blissful, happy life. You're not going to change these women. You're not going to change society. No need to be pushing back. Keep your opinions and your mindset to yourself, because it doesn't not going to change anything. You're not going to change anything. So you got to have a mindset, a mentality that allows you to live peaceful, allows you to live free, and that you got to accept the world for what it is, because it's not going to change. It doesn't matter who's president of the United States. It's not going to change. The indoctrination that has been done with feminism and the sexual revolution, and ever since what's happened with the birth control pill and this freedoms out here, is an indoctrination to program women into consumerism. They're not going to give up on women spending 80% of the money so they can be great, wonderful wives and mothers. Hell no. They're going to keep pushing and programming them to be strong and independent and free. But now what's happening, inflation is kind of affecting things a little bit. That's why you see a lot of these 304s have occupied the church now, trying to sucker some simp into marriage using religion as the con. They have no desire or any type of, interest in being under your leadership. They want to be under your wallet. It's a money grab out here going on. And they're looking for the guy they wouldn't have dated when they were 23. That's what they're looking for. They ain't looking to be led by nobody. Lead. Feminism is their master. The culture is their master. The government is their master. That's who leads them. So the goal is really to get underneath a man's wallet. Because if they wanted to be in a relationship and married, they would have been that years ago. Most of these women be talking, they be all burnt out. Burnt out. Don't get me wrong. they can still be consumed, but they're burnt out. And they're hoping that, that's why they try to, get rid of slut shaming and all that stuff. Because men, we didn't choose this sexual liberation thing. This was something women fought for with feminism. This is women's choices. Now, men, we have so much testosterone and we love sex. We'll have sex with a woman, but as soon as most of us, as soon as the guy busts, he's probably disgusted with her if she's promiscuous. It's like a high and a low. He goes in there hot and heavy because of his testosterone. As soon as he releases and he just sees everything clearly, that post-nut clarity is a bitch. And he starts evaluating the whole package. Be like, man, this woman is about as useless as tits on a bull's ass. She comes with bills, debt. She's a headache. She's a pain in the ass. And then the dude's like, he slowly gets away and he leaves her alone until he's horny again. And that's what happens, because most modern women don't really have any of the skills or the ability to look out for a man. It's really a relationship that they want that's all about them. So any creature that's that much of a narcissist, self-centered, self-focused, it's not to give a rat's ass about you. They care about money, security, protection. They really just need the money, to be honest with you. And the only way they can really get the money is to have a fake relationship with you, so they can have you basically as a servant in some kind of way. But now guys are not marrying, guys are not when they're using all types of shaming tactics to get guys back on the plantation. But what a lot of guys are discovering is just a damn raw deal, to be honest with you. And if most of these women are only offering box, I mean, a guy can just get a prostitute for that. Because, you even get in a relationship with them, you're still going to be doing a bunch of cleaning and cooking anyhow. Because most of them raised in these environments, they could barely boil water without setting the house on fire. Because you go to most of the refrigerator, all they got in there is leftover Chinese food and pizza boxes or whatever else. Many of them can't cook to save their life. So your ass is going to be cooking anyhow, because the food they cook probably tastes so bad. Your ass is going to be in there cooking. You're going to be like, let me just go in here and cook. Because her cooking is awful. Because they're raised up. They were watching mama in the kitchen. They were saying, this looks like oppression. Because they were raised on feminism. Not realizing that you have to learn how to cook to feed yourself. So you can't even cook to feed yourself. You got to DoorDash everything. You have no skills. It's like it would be like a equivalent of a woman with a man who can't change a tire. The car breaks down. He can't do simple repairs on a damn car. What if the world was going to some type of apocalyptic state? He can't do anything with his hands. That's what these women are. Many of them, not all. There's some good women. Not all of them. But you're not going to change anything. You meet a woman today, she needs to be who exactly you want. Because you can't really talk to them, or she just has to be put in a box. Right out of the way. That's why don't interrupt them when they talk. You can put them in the box, recreational use, woman for the village. And if you find that 5% unicorn women, then you put her in a separate, you got to put her in a separate category, because they're hard to find. But I think what happens now is that majority of the women are so irritation. All they offer really is irritation and blown out used box, that you're really going to deal with a 5% category of women that are worth keeping around. So you got 95% of them highly indoctrinated, heavily feminist. You already know what their mindset and their mentality is. Anybody that's a hardcore feminist has a persecution mentality. They see you as this evil, oppressive patriarchy. Imagine living with a woman who thinks that you're just the devil because you're a male. We're born with male genitalia, and anything you tell her or whatever, she has to evaluate in her mind whether it's coming from the evil patriarchy or you, because she was not raised to be a wife or raised to be with a man or under the leadership of a man. She's raised to be a strong and independent woman. The male lion cannot tame the hyena. Let them go over there with the matriarchal kingdom. You can't tame them. You can't, and they say, well, that sounds old school and controlling. You cannot protect what you cannot control and lead. You can't. So you're going to have a woman under your roof that only values money. She's not going to listen to you. She's going to want you to be traditional. That's why when they say this stuff about this provider man or man paying 100% of the bills, well, yeah, we pay 100% of the bill for virgins. We expect a discount. 10% for every body you've had. We'll stop at 10. We'll stop at 5 because you'll be paying us money. So 50%. There we go. We'll stop at 5 because we don't want, if you had a kid, we could start with charging 50% for every kid that you have that's not a man's kid, or 25%. I'll make it 25%. Nobody wants to be taking care of nobody else's responsibility. But, we'll start doing that. So you're not traditional at all. And any dude that gets mind molested into paying 100% of the bill for a woman that has enjoyed sexual liberation, do what you want to do. I think you're a damn fool. Unless you're a virgin, you're going to have to pay some bills. You're not traditional. You're a modern woman, raised to be a feminist, fought for strong and independent. Pay the cost for your freedom. Pay the cost to be strong and independent. You're going to have to pay some bills. Because what's between your leg it's been used. That's not traditional. You're coming to the table with used box. So you can't expect a man to pay 100% of the bills. Women are just crazy and delusional, and there's simps out here. It's worse. You can go to the church and repent all you want. You can't repent the pounding. The pounding is there for good. Once that guy has scored your box in your body, that's a body, period, for life. Again, you're not dealing with these virgins. You're not dealing with virgins. So only a sucker simp is out here trying to pay 100% of the bills for women that are not virgins. That's traditionalism. That's patriarchy. The thing that we women fight so much against, that's what men fought to protect women and their virtues. But women refuse to be under that lead. They want to be strong, independent, have their own money. Pay the cost to be the boss. You want to be with a man, you're not a traditional woman, then you pay to have an opinion. Men are going to have to do the cooking anyhow and cleaning because most of these women were not raised to be wives. So if a man gets in a relationship with a modern woman, he's going to have to do cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the house. So damn right you better pay some bills because you're not traditional. And it's time for people to stop selling that idea. So what they're trying to do now is leverage used box to get men to pay all the bills and be traditional financially traditional. They don't think they're going to be listening to your ass. They listen to feminism. They listen to the government. They listen to I won't even say the sisterhood, because the debauchery that goes on among them, they always sleep with each other's men, sabotaging each other's relationship, especially the older ones that's got ran through and burnt out. They competing with the women half their age and encouraging them to get ran through and burnt out. So I wouldn't even say they're together, because they stab each other in the back all day, every day. They lie on each other, sleep with each other's men. They're debauchery and even sabotage each other. So there is no unity among them. There's no honor. There's no honor amongst old, burnt out feminists. There's none. They're going on a girls' trip, and one of them see some man, they be disappeared, or another one sleep with another one's pick. So they have no loyalty amongst each other either. So there's no whatever. They just be out here living out in the wild, and you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing. Ride the wave, man. Enjoy your life. It's much better that way. Let me tell you, I'm about to hit this workout, hit this gym real quick. You got to accept women where they at. You're not trying, look, unless you want some feminist or 304 or sexually liberated woman's rescue plan, or you think you're some type of mental health therapist, or you listen to these game macs, these goofy ass dudes out here trying, buy my course. Yeah, you go out here with that buy my course that was good in 1984. You have to learn female nature. That you have to master. You have to be masculine. You have to have self-esteem. You can't be taking bullshit from women. But, you know, those things are critical to you as a man and your masculinity. But that mouthpiece shit, for what? For 304s, you can go buy that and spend your day making money. You're gonna game some woman out of some box? Who has time for that bullshit? What are you, a brokey, a desperate bum? You got time in your day to be trying to game women out of box? There ain't enough hours in the day. I mean, but see, I'm a guy that's 50 years old, so it's different for you young bucks maybe. I don't have no time in my day to be gaming women out of some used punani. There's just too much. Time is precious. Today is the youngest you'll be for the rest of your life. You think I got time in my day to be gaming women out of some used punani? Really? Man, you crazy. That tells me that you ain't got nothing good going in your life. In 2025, used box? Really? That's why, look, I don't even get into that dating pickup game bullshit. Women see you, they just don't like you. Period. They probably don't like my ass either. I got no time to be sitting around. I talk to women, period. If you're not getting some choosing signal from some woman, or she not, you talking to her and whatever else, I mean, really? That's what you do with your life? All this money out here to be made. You sitting around trying to game women out of some used box that some guy is coming over at 11 o'clock at night and he is literally breaking the damn wall down with her ass. Because that's who she into. That's who she wants. So you think you're going to game her out of something? Man, most of these women are selling it anyhow. So anyhow, we'll get into a whole different type of topic about that. But 9 times out of 10, just being masculine and squared away, having good social skills, communicating with women, not letting women waste your time, pretty much is enough to get whatever you need. And you always got to move and operate and take care of yourself with respect. And I think that alone is something that's really missing from the society. That game shit is good, but it's mostly for 304s. And do you really want to be consuming a whole bunch of 304s? I end up with some incurable disease. Anyhow, I'm out. I'm about to go hit the gym. I got my coffee, so I'm up and cranking early in the morning. I stay motivated. Peace and blessings to you guys. Remember, nobody takes care of you like you. This is my Tuesday morning rant. I'm out.